Welcome back, Panther fans. My name is David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta. Welcome back, gentlemen, if I may be so bold to call you that.
Hey, you take that back.
It's your problem, man. What are you doing?
Good week, guys.
Yeah, for the most part, pretty non-eventful, which is good these days. You take those as wins, I think.
You take the good, you take the bad, and there you have the facts of life, right?
Can we just focus on beach volleyball?
Sounds like something an old person would say. Both of those. It's weird that an old person would say that, but it does sound sort of like something an old person would say.
Yeah, beach volleyball.
Start out strong.
Threepeat. The Sun Belt does not know what it's like to have a beach volleyball champion that does not live in Atlanta.
I'm telling you, we gotta fund it.
So how does this happen?
We do fund it.
I mean, more funding.
Well, so somehow lost a game to Coastal Carolina, so we ended up the second seed in the tournament. That sucked, but we ended up beating them in the weird semifinal thing they had. Then beat UNC Wilmington to win the conference championship again. It's like Forrest Gump when he talks about meeting the president. Yeah, we won the conference championship again. But beach volleyball is a relatively new college sport. We've been around since pretty much close to the beginning with Coach Van Fleet the entire time. And we're not we're Georgia State, so we're not supposed to be good. But just like an inland team is not supposed to be good at beach volleyball, yet Coach Van Fleet is just crushing it.
We do have a great beach behind the sports arena.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's a really cool venue. Like, really, if people haven't been there, it's a really cool little spot. You just kind of meander in right off of the MARTA, basically,
or G deck,
or wherever you parked. But if you just took MARTA and you just like meandered off and just sort of wandered in, you'd be at the beach basically. It's pretty cool.
You can watch from the freight railroad tracks too if you want to. No one's stopping you.
You've got that horrible look in between the railroad tracks and the beach volleyball courts of just like all the tents set up, and like not the tent city that you want, not the tailgating tents,
Probably not.
I don't remember there being tents in between. I know there's graffiti, but it sort of is like tasteful graffiti, like in town, kind of urban environment, urban feel, which is cool, right? You want to be the concrete jungle. That's sort of one of our things. Is we're an urban university, so embrace it.
Yep,
I like it.
And it's badass. So when college football head coaches win national championships, they always put a statue of that coach out front of the stadium or whatever. So, but with beach volleyball, do we get like a sand castle or a sand sculpture, a Coach Van Fleet that we put out there on DeKalb Ave or Decatur Street?
We should. Why not?
Right? I think that'd be badass.
Wouldn't it just like dissolve in the rain?
Well, make it look like it's a sand sculpture.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I mean,
I don't know. I wasn't picking up what you were putting down. I've never seen anything like that. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, how do we acknowledge? Because, whenever she retires from Georgia State, she is first ballot Hall of Fame athletics. Easy
on both fronts. She's easy. I mean, wait, no, she's not.
Whoa, hold on. We don't know anything about that at all.
Easy to give it to her. Also, you be easy on her. We know you.
She founded the program, right? She was our first coach as well.
Mm-hmm. First and only coach, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I think she needs more funds. She needs more money to build the program up. That's all.
She did play court volleyball for Georgia State, right?
It sounds familiar. Sounds likely. We don't make anything up on this program ever, so I think roll with it, right?
I'm pretty sure she played court volleyball for Georgia State.
I think she did. That sounded familiar. Ryan, can you fact check us, please?
I'm looking it up. Fact checking? Sorry, I'm trying to stop some of the noise in my background right now by sending text messages.
Okay. I do feel like she played court volleyball at Georgia State. So if we're wrong, oh well, she did. But honestly, back to it. don't we want to fund the program a little bit? Give them some star players and win the NCAA championship, and then
it's the closest thing. It's the closest we have become to winning an NCAA championship, and I think that you're absolutely right, Tim. Throw some NIL money in there. Let's get some. We already have girls from all over. I was looking at the roster. We don't. We're pulling girls in from all over. We're not pulling in just like like where you talk about recruiting Georgia for football and for basketball because it's so talent rich. But
right.
we're when it comes to beach volleyball, you're going to get the girls that grew up on beaches their entire life, right? That's going to be your hotbed of activity. And she's pulling chicks from over there. We need to pull, give her all the fun she needs to do whatever she needs to get whatever recruit she has. She's been doing a fantastic job. Give her some more money. How much better can she do? Because she's obviously pulling good talent and she's obviously coaching them up. So she's doing everything she's supposed to be doing. And we should give her every resource that she possibly can have.
I see no problems with it other than the fact that it's beach volleyball, and a lot of people would be like, why? But why not? Seriously,
well,
why not?
because there won't be enough people to justify it, like the ROI on that, because it sounds cool, but nobody's going to show up, including us.
Well, that's like
Whoa,
I said
we'll
last
show
week.
up.
What? I've shown up to one game. We've been talking about this for a couple
know.
years now. I've been to one single game, and I'm pretty sure that's the same, if not less, for both of you.
Well, no, I've been to one volleyball match, duel, whatever they call it. But
digging duels.
They're matches.
Yeah, well, there's several matches. Yeah, but Coach Van Fleet piled up 1,177 kills from her 95-98 seasons or year 1995-1998 career at Georgia State volleyball. She became the second player in Georgia State history to amass both 1,000 kills and 1,000 digs. Second team all conference, junior, senior seasons. Yeah, she's awesome.
Who are you talking about?
Coach Van Fleet.
Fleet. Yeah, I was going to confirm also the star indoor volleyball player.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, we should. No, it's just what I was saying right before. I think I was saying last week or 2 weeks ago. Like, let's start at the Olympic sports and let's start winning some conference championships and start building our way up to the basketball and football championships, but just become known as being like awesome at all of the lesser attended sports.
we are awesome at this already. We don't have to put more money into it. We're good at it.
No, I want a championship.
We got it down.
Ryan. I want a championship. Give her everything she like. Coach McGee says he needs $350,000 for a football championship. How much does Coach Van Fleet need for a beach volleyball championship? Just give her that money.
And what will that bring the university?
A conference championship. That's the goal. A conference. No, that conference. Sorry, a national championship.
Nobody cares.
I care. What do you mean you don't care? So how many G5 programs actually have a national championship in some sport? Coastal Carolina's got one in baseball. I think.
Yeah.
Like was it Lafayette? One of those Louisiana schools. I think it's Monroe actually hasn't been like water skiing or some weird ass crap. I want a Georgia State college national championship, and beach volleyball is the closest we've ever gotten. We have a coach who can do it. Let's give her the resources she needs. I want a national championship.
I'm okay with giving her some more resources, I guess, but like look at the ROI on it and figure out like if the juice is worth the squeeze.
Absolutely.
Okay. I mean, so like
it's always worth the squeeze.
TDS has 6 national championships. What do you think about those?
Don't.
Tell me, what do you think about those?
No, those are fake. Those are fake.
Why?
That's lower class.
It's lower division.
Lower division. Well, it's the same division, but it's a lower.
Like football and basketball.
It's lower rated.
Nobody cares.
I think they do have like D1 championships in like shooting or some crap like that.
Nobody cares.
Rifling or some crap.
And something that people care about. Otherwise, it doesn't matter.
No,
golf.
I want a national championship, Ryan. I want a national championship. Give me
You'll
something.
Forget about it. You won't even care. Like the next day, you'd be like, "Oh, that's cool," and then like, forget
dude,
about
you know
it.
me. I'm such a bandwagon. I'd be wearing beach volleyball stuff all the time. Absolutely,
he would.
You know I would. Come on.
You would chest thump on the Sunbelt message board, and that's about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd probably post a picture
But
of my
that's the
junk.
Sunbelt message. It's people that are fans of Sunbelt programs. They're nobody either. Come on, man. We're
mean-
we're nobody just like they are.
But we could be
I
a
mean-
nobody with a national championship, Ryan. You're missing the point. I want a national championship.
I mean, there's
Oh,
close
boy.
to a 0% chance winning in football, 0% chance in basketball, 0% chance almost in baseball. So you got to pick
For
something,
now.
Ryan. What do you want?
Yeah, I
What's
want
your-
them
what's
to
your-
still do
what's your-
better at those things that people care more about and like actually try. I want them to
Okay.
market revenue sports. Yeah, that's
Can
what
we-
I would rather than
can-
market revenue sports than
Can we do
tumble
both?
into-
Can we do both?
No, we can't even do
Oh.
either apparently. So I mean,
So,
if we're answering real questions here, we can't do either one of those.
Robbie is on board. He said Nebraska sold out their football stadium for a volleyball match.
Ooh.
Bring us a natty. Yes, I agree. Let's get some attention. Let's do something.
We can use the box and put sand in it for beach volleyball.
Well, did they build out? So Atlantic Station has been doing like those sand volleyball matches
They
for
do.
years.
Yeah.
Did they build apartments where they would build those courts, or are those courts still available?
I don't know. I know what you're talking about. I feel like there are apartments there.
They put apartments all over the place now.
Yeah.
They have to do something to make people show up to Atlantic Station. Like, maybe they'll show up if they live here. Maybe we can get people to Atlantic Station that way.
Do they not ship in the courts for that? I know, like when they do the tennis thing there too, I think, and they ship in. Build.
They had, but they had like in one corner, they built courts out, and then they just made sand volleyball there. But I think that became like a huge apartment complex.
Just built on sand.
They suck.
Poor saps.
So anyhow, the beach volleyball they're playing for the NCAA tournament on I think Thursday against number TCU, number TCU, number two TCU,
the Horny Frogs,
the Horned Frogs. The ladies are 4-8 against. So they're batting 300, 333 against.
We taking a trip. Y'all want to go?
I think it's in Gulf Shores.
Sounds fantastic.
I think I did look at this, Tim. I'm not kidding. I looked. I was like, well, if we make it to the semifinals, we could leave afterwards and make it down to Gulf Shores for the next morning to watch the championship game.
Are you gonna go?
We make it to the championship game. We make it to the semifinals. I may go.
All right. So when is this all happening? Can you tell our
this weekend?
This weekend. So the championship Sunday.
I think championship Sunday.
All right.
So
wait, and we're not in it now. We just might.
We're in the tournament. We've got to beat number 2 TCU and then win another game.
I mean, that's a given, right? We're in the bag there. So
I hope so.
Yeah.
You made a comment, Tim, that Horned Frogs. Out of all the mascots, out of all the team names out there, that are one-offs, you don't have a bunch of them. Horned Frogs. What a cool name.
I like it. Yeah, I don't like TCU, but I like their mascot.
They were cool people when they got to the national championship game, even though they totally sucked.
Got their asses blown out.
People were nice. Hey. Yeah.
But they are a purple team. So if I was a Horned Frog, I'd want to be a different color. Yeah, not purple.
No. I will say my negativity there. If we planned to like sell out Center Park for volleyball, I mean, you know me, I'd be there tailgating and I'd show up and support everybody. I just is what it is.
Rec talk. Bill Belichick should coach the Horned Frogs. It would be appropriate. Is Belichick's girlfriend French? Because that would actually make it even better. Or maybe he has to be French. I'm not sure.
I don't understand.
Frog is a derogatory term towards French people.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, frogs.
So the Horned Frogs, they use the Hypnotoad. It's from like, what was that thing? Futurama.
Yeah.
They've adopted that. Like the Hypnotoad was all over the place for the national championship game.
I love that.
It's great. I think we need something like that. I don't know what it is.
Thundercats logo.
Thundercats. Yeah.
Thundercats.
And like just lean into it heavily though. Like, I mean, they have like a whole thing they do.
SWAT Cats is good too.
SWAT Cats.
Yeah, they were like these two cats that were in like a fighter jet. It was great. That was a great show.
Thundercats I remember better.
Yeah, I mean that was a better show for sure. Like, hands down, that's a better show.
But they use it at their football games. They use it. There's like a whole song and everything with. They have merch. Like, I mean, we need something.
The first shirt I ever made was for Georgia State was a Thundercat shirt.
Well, David. I mean, you could get sued again, but you should go down this path. I fully support it.
I haven't been sued yet. I've just gotten lawsuits threatened.
Which I mean, just keep going.
It's a badge of honor. All right.
See Rec Talk. Bill Belichick coached the Horned Frogs.
Oh, did we just talk about that? I had it up on screen.
Did you? I didn't see it.
I thought you commented.
That's where I told Ryan about frogs being French people, or the derogatory term for French people is frogs. I said his girlfriend should be French. I don't know if she's French. All right.
Saw a great interview with him and her,
where they asked where how did you guys meet, and she's like, we're not talking about it.
So they like zoom in on her and she's staring at the camera like she wants to kill it.
Yeah. Well, and she looked horrible, by the way. She looked just absolutely atrocious.
Well, she wasn't supposed to be on camera.
Oh no, and also David's lying.
I'm being totally facetious. She looked fantastic.
She's never looked terrible a day in her life.
Just her one day she looked terrible was when she was wearing that Falcons Super Bowl champion T-shirt.
Oh yeah, that
she needs to die for that. I mean, not die, but you know.
State of Atlanta does not condone or endorse Tim's statements about wishing death about somebody, but David does. So.
Why does Belichick wear that old ragged thing?
Who cares, man?
Dude,
he's worth $1 bajillion. He's going to go in the he'll go in the Hall of Fame. You know,
I guess when you have all that, you can do whatever the hell you want.
He's getting to live like every 14-year-old boy's dream. So yeah,
all while wearing sweats.
Exactly.
Let him wear sweats, man. He figured out a way to do it. Let him do it.
I saw an interview with Adam Sandler today, actually, and because Adam Sandler's known for wearing baggy clothes all the time, like baggy basketball shorts and whatever. And they asked him about it, and he's like, this is no lie, which, you know, it's Adam Sandler, so maybe it's a lie. It's like, no lie. When I was younger, my early days, it's like I was actually pretty ripped, but I liked to wear baggy stuff so that no one knew it. And if I'd go to the beach and take off my shirt, like, holy crap, like Sandman's like cut. He's like, but now.
Sandman.
Now I need it so they don't see how fat I am.
That's funny.
All right. What else we got? The draft. You guys watch the draft?
I weirdly didn't. Like, I barely even heard about it.
Yeah, I went to the draft party for the Falcons on Thursday and stuck around.
Tell us about it, David?
Can I tell you about it?
Yeah, well, it's a joke because I know you got hammered.
Oh, I got shit faced. So I got there. Oh man,
you got to do something in there, right?
Well, they had like some drink passes, and I found a bunch more. And
so what did they do? Like you were sitting in your seats and watching like on a big screen.
I guess there were some people in seats, but no, it's an on-field thing. You go down there on the field.
Okay.
Do you know where you did go? Did you sneak in somewhere?
No, we walked on the field for a while, but once the actual draft started, we ended up in one of the clubs and just like hanging out, like watching it. And which is what they had a bunch of drink tickets and got a bunch of drinks, and that was fun. No, we watched the draft. I was with my Georgia buddy, so he was super excited about Jalen Walker. Sure. And then we ended up leaving, and as we got down into Marta, about to get on the train, is when they announced the trade for JPJ, and everyone's like excitement levels just like dropped. They're like, why the hell do we do this crap?
Because we're the Falcons.
Yeah. My buddy was like, they can't let me have one good night. Like I was having a great night, and yeah.
What did we do?
They could have drafted a quarterback instead. That'd been fun.
Traded back into the first round, Ryan.
Yeah.
Wait, so we had like an early draft pick, and they traded back.
Yeah, we had the 15th pick, and we traded in, what was it, like the 24th, 26th, something like that.
Yeah.
We picked up, and so we gave away our 2026 first round pick.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What did we get?
JPJ.
No, so we only got the one late round? Like, what do you mean?
No,
get, like,
I think there was another later round, but we only had 5 picks. We ended up having only 5 picks in the entire draft, but they went all defense and got pretty good grades on everybody. But
they did.
The general manager was. I didn't really mean to get into an entire Falcons thing. The general manager is effectively drafting for his job, so they figure if we don't win this year, he's going to be gone, and it would not be his problem about who the 2026 pick would be. So,
well,
that's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting take on it, though.
Yeah, the reason why
I was going to say you bring up Belichick, and one of the things that I thought he did really well during drafts was trading back, right? Like a lot of these like real early first rounders like don't really pan out the way that you think they will. And you'd rather have 2 or 3 guys in the second, third round that might more likely to, like, if you just have sheer numbers of people, more likely to have somebody pan out. And I think that's one of the things that he did really well. So I'm not mad about trading back as long as you got something good for it.
No, we didn't trade back. We traded back into the first round.
Yeah. Right. Okay. See, that's what yeah.
Okay. We made sure to get 2 picks in the first round.
So we did the opposite. We basically said we're going to get fewer picks now just so we can go up for somebody we might not even need.
One of the big critiques about the Falcons drafting and just recruiting as a whole for the past like 15 years has been never going after pass rushers. We've never gotten somebody that wanted to go get after the quarterback. And so we addressed that in one draft by getting 2 pass rushers in the first round, like just trying to fix everything we've done over the past 15 years. But
we also traded up, I think, in the third round to get someone from the Notre Dame as well.
We got the Notre Dame guy. We actually traded. Yeah. I didn't realize we
traded up. So like we did 2 trades to move up in the draft order. Like
we only got defense.
I know it's crazy. Well, we got good
kamikaze. Like we're just gonna go all in, and if it fails, we're effed, but we're fired anyway. So whatever.
Yeah. I mean, they got good draft grades overall. I think ESPN was the worst. They gave us a C, but overall it was mostly like A's and B's from all the different publications.
I think the C for a draft grade was only because of how much we gave up to get back into the first round. I think the quality of the players, because actually my social media feeds have been flooded with positive people giving positive takes about the Falcons picks, specifically Jalen and JPJ. And like even one dude was wearing a Saints jersey talking about how much he loved the picks and not being facetious. Like if I say I love a Saints pick, like I wanted the Saints to pick up Shedeur Sanders. I was like, every time they didn't pick him, like, come on. And I wanted to see Sanders go to the Saints and them
like the prank call.
Yeah, that's also a Falcons blemish.
I know. That's his kid. It's fine.
No, we're gonna get punished for that. We're gonna lose some picks or something. Oh yeah, for sure. Did you hear about this, Ryan?
No.
Did you know about this? You didn't?
Wow.
David, so was the defensive coordinator for the Falcons, his son got the phone number to Shedeur Sanders from his dad's iPad, from the RDC's iPad. Yeah, his dad, the DC,
that's
iPad. Because all these guys have like a private number, like a burner phone or something like that, just for draft night. So it's like they know who's calling them and everything.
Yeah.
And he got the phone number, and when Shedeur was dropping, he called him. And like, I don't know, he told him he's being picked by, I don't know, the Giants.
The Saints. No, the Saints.
Was it
he pretended to be the Saints. David, you? David?
No, that's how they figured it out.
I know.
There's a video, that picture came out, and someone's like, that looks like the son of the Falcons defensive coordinator.
Dun, dun, dun.
How old is he?
21,
college?
I think.
He's in college.
So he's like old enough to know.
Yeah, well, he's old enough to know that's awesome prank. But,
oh my god!
I mean, awesome prank, but also just like
killer.
Off. I mean, the fact that you're talking about something he did is either terrible or awesome.
You know how awesome your life is, like your dad getting paid $1 million a year or whatever he's getting paid, paying for all your crap. Yeah, you just put that all in jeopardy. Like the Falcons could legit lose draft picks over this. So. We don't have a lot for next year, so who the hell cares?
And I think he recorded it, didn't he? Like
I think that's what they posted. They posted on social media.
All
right?
the dumb things.
Like, and if the dude had just not been,
he's wearing Ole Miss
not been in the frame of the picture, yeah. So anyhow, the only reason I brought up the draft was to talk about Georgia State players that actually got picked up afterwards.
Tampa Bay, right?
Ben
Bendover?
Chukuma? Ben C got picked up by Tampa, the highest paid undrafted free agent. Yeah, $300,000. Yeah. Yeah, and the funny thing,
all blue, all nil will take 1,000 of that.
Well, this kid's got a great story. He has a total college game day ESPN 30 for 30 story. And I never even heard about it until yesterday or whatever it was. Yeah, I'm like, so the kids from Africa came over. It was, I mean, am I getting that right? He's from Africa, right? Like Kenya or something like that, yeah, or Somali. I'm wrong. He's not from America. He came here, had no experience in American football at all. Coach Elliott had to teach him everything. They basically just gave him a scholarship because he was 6'6" and 245 pounds. Like, yes, we want you. And great guy, good guy, got his degree in information systems and cybersecurity and was getting ready just to go off and have a career in IT when the NFL's like, or Tampa Bay's like, hey, we want you to come down to Tampa. We'll pay you $300,000 to come be on our practice squad.
Be like, hell yeah, I'm all in.
Who was it?
Ben Chukuma. Ben. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The only thing that we've ever heard about him up until this was that he won the hot dog eating contest for the players, which was 9. And I'm like, I don't even like hot dogs. I feel like I could put down 9 hot dogs.
I've never done one of those eating contests though. It's just like a whole different beast. I don't know, man.
I've done wing eating contests. I've done multiple wing eating contests.
I bet.
I beat the entire Georgia State baseball team in a wing eating contest.
Wow, that's impressive.
And outside the Georgia Dome and the Orange Lot, they had JR Crickets had
just
a wing
right
eating
out
contest
there in front of everybody.
Yep. And I just remember sitting there, and my proudest moment was I say the entire baseball team. There was a baseball player next to me doing the wing eating contest, but the rest of the baseball team was out there cheering him on. And I was at the end of the table, and one of the baseball players just like said to the other guy, like, just give it up. This guy's already won the whole thing. Like, I was so far ahead. He just told him to stop eating.
That's awesome.
But they're chicken wings. Don't stop eating them. They're
I know, that's the thing, is like, someone could tell me that I was losing a chicken wing eating contest, and I'm like, I'm still eating these chicken wings.
Yeah, there's a time limit, and once it's done, I gotta stop eating. So I'm gonna keep eating now.
Can I get some of these to go, please?
Yeah,
to go.
No, that was a crowning achievement in my competition competitiveness was beating out a Georgia State baseball player eating hot wings from JR Crickets, which
wasn't Christo Billikidi kind of a similar story to what you were saying before, where like he sort of didn't have the background, but was just kind of a giant guy who somebody found and was like, hey, we can put you in front of somebody who wants to run the ball, and you can stop them.
Right.
And then he ended up on an NFL team too.
And Billikidi was our first drafted player, right?
I believe that's true. Yeah.
Actually, our only drafted player.
And I want to say he played in Canada and here.
Yeah.
Because I think he was on the Ravens for a little while. He might even have a ring.
Oh, I think he did. I think
he got a ring with the Ravens.
Did he?
He may have.
That's awesome.
Well, so a cool thing that was said in that article about Ben was, Mike Green from Marshall, pass rusher, had acquired sacks in all but 3 games this entire past season, and one of those games he did not get a sack was against Georgia State because Ben just had his number the entire time. The dude he came into walk-on tryouts 6'6" and like 240 or something like that. He just got picked up by Tampa as 6'6" and 310 pounds. The dude put on like 60 plus pounds in 2 years. He's played in 23 American football games, and now he's going to be practicing with the Tampa Buccaneers. It's crazy.
That's pretty cool. I like
Christo
it.
Didn't,
awesome.
Christo didn't get a ring. I don't know what I was talking about.
Somebody, we have somebody got a ring.
Somebody did. I thought it was him, but it wasn't.
Well, Miles got a ring with the Eagles.
Yeah,
he did.
I remember that.
Screw that guy. I know. I like.
He's a good guy.
I hate the Eagles. The screw that guy came from just hating on the Eagles.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't like him either. Them and just Philadelphia in general.
The whole place is a shithole. It's like the Northeast version of New Orleans.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I saw, they've been playing all these.
Can it flood?
God willing. They've been playing all these videos of like the guys getting the phone calls being drafted, and there's this guy, he's just sitting there going like, I think it was Jay Wilkerson or something like that, and he's like, Steelers, come on, man, Steelers, please, dear God, Steelers, please draft me. And he gets the phone call and he gets drafted. He's talking to him. And I just assumed that he grew up in Pittsburgh or just grew up a Pittsburgh fan or whatever it was. And he's talking to the coach. He's like, my entire family are Eagles fans, but they're going to be Steelers fans now. Like, holy shit. Like, this guy grew up in Philadelphia, or he grew up in a Philadelphia Eagles family. And he was like dying to go to Steelers. Like, oh, that's rough.
Wow. Wonder why.
I am so happy that none of my children will have the athletic ability to go play any professional sports, because I don't have to worry about them ever being Saints players. So
they're safe for now.
Yeah, my kids have my physique and my physical ability, which is not good.
Maybe they'll play jazz and end up in New Orleans anyway.
Hush your mouth, Timothy.
All right. What else we got?
Ryan, you wanted to talk a little recruiting news.
We do? What are we talking about?
You know what? I don't have any of the names pulled up, but we apparently are hot and heavy with a person in the transfer portal from Georgia.
Signed.
We landed him.
Signed.
Oh, we signed him. I thought it was just hot and heavy that they were expecting.
When you sent that text over to us, it was hot and heavy. Since then, signed, sealed, delivered. He's ours.
Nice.
Running back Branson Robinson.
Yeah.
That's weird for your first and last name to end with the same three letters.
And he
Robinson.
And he ran in the TCU national championship game we talked about.
He did.
So like he wasn't just like a bench warmer, and just it feels like dividends that Coach AD McGee had sowed these.
The dude is a effing monster of a man. Like there's this picture that Sidelines posted on Twitter of him when he was 17 going into college. The man is like he could have been in a Rocky movie, like playing a boxer. The dude is just ginormous. I just can't imagine like how good of a running game we're gonna have with this guy this year. Maybe I don't know how McGee worked this deal, but I think he was like, we've got no idea what our quarterback play is going to be like, so we need to have like a brick wall on legs that can just run through defensive lines.
I mean, look, you have the transfer portal. We're running around like the sky is falling for weeks and weeks and weeks, months and months.
Still
and
following.
Months, saying that everyone's on the way out, but then we get this monster transfer in. Basically, we keep Hurst, which is basically a monster transfer in. As far as like the transfer portal is concerned, it's insane that we kept that guy. And so it's sort of like what I've been saying is the coaches that can figure out the transfer portal first are going to end up being the ones who are going to do really well in this system. And I feel like Coach AD McGee might be figuring it out.
So I don't think Hurst actually entered the portal.
He never actually entered, but I think he indicated that he was intending on doing it.
I think he was fielding offers at that point, and we were able to keep him, which is great. It seems
awesome. Like he was starting with Miami. It seemed like
they said that had he entered the portal, had he actually made it into the portal class, he would have been the 5th best recruit in the entire nation.
The number 1 offensive recruit in the country.
Yeah.
What's his next year senior year, or is he?
It's his last year, I believe. That's
well,
true.
yeah, and until
I'm
the
okay with
NCAA
that
just
now.
grants people a bajillion years.
There are
Look,
no years in college football anymore, right?
He's a legit NFL prospect. Like we could actually.
And at Georgia State, he's going to play as many downs as he's available to play. I mean, he's going to every time he wants to go on the field, coach is going to let him go out on the field.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking this. We need to like our gimmick for him, like the Horned Frogs have the Futurama thing. For Hurst, we need to get a hearse, an actual hearse for the secondary of our opponents, because Ted Hurst is going to take it to him.
We could do some like Undertaker themed, stuff.
Oh, yeah, the
Go
Undertaker.
find what fans have been doing with Undertaker and like just sort of copy him. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. People have been doing this fan stuff pretty good for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, dude, who was it? Oh man, it was that cool kid from I forget where I went to college, but he went to the Bills last year in the draft. And when they were like showing him around the facility in Buffalo, they took him to the cryo room, or like the cold room for people to like whatever. And like they open the door up, and like all the cold smoke, or not smoke, but like steam or whatever, the condensation kind of flows out of the room. And he's like, oh man, it's like the Undertaker. He's like, here, let me go in, open the door and record me coming out like the Undertaker. And they open the door, and he just like has his hands up like he's the Undertaker with all like the cold smoke coming out behind him and everything. Oh, yeah. That's what we need for Ted Hurst.
Well, every time he makes like a crazy big catch, like over 25 yards, you just like you got to play like the tombstone, like the gong or something.
The Addams Family. That's wrong. That's not Addams Family.
Yeah, let's not make it. You're turning into something silly, I think.
What are we doing?
Yeah, that's a little cartoony. I want to be badass.
Okay.
It needs to be badass.
Or like Undertaker, I'm gonna kill you, right?
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah,
just have a coffin open and like Ted Hurst like come out and some like AI generated like zombie body. Be like,
yeah. I mean, you're still a little on the other path, but you're getting closer for sure.
Okay,
you're definitely.
Here we go, Ryan. Here we go. All right, so we see a coffin, and a ball gets thrown, and a skeleton hand punches through the coffin and catches the ball.
I'm getting bowling alley strike vibes. But
I was gonna say that sounds like something a bowling alley would do.
But I'm in.
So you're telling me I have a huge career in bowling alley animations?
I feel like you're just a dad. I feel like coming up with dad ideas.
I feel like you've been at a bowling alley and seen this animation. I don't know. It's possible.
I had a great idea for a Foursquare commercial back when Foursquare was actually popular for checking in and stuff, but
I thought you meant the game Foursquare, like the game.
We're taking it way back.
I was like, man,
they called the Foursquare app Foursquare because the app they did before they called Dodgeball, and they were just trying to like do kid games.
No,
did not know that. That's fun, useless trivia.
Fun fact. All right, so I was thinking about this. So we got Branson Robinson, Sun 2, whatever, Sun Squared. We got Robinson from UGA. And I keep on like thinking, everybody talks about like, the G5 being a minor league to the P4 and the P4 being a minor league into the NFL, whatever.
Sure.
And I've made comments about like, Georgia State being a feeder team into UGA or whatever. But it gave me this idea with Robinson. What do you see a possibility of like UGA's NIL actually paying a player to go to a different school just for a year or two until they have room on the roster for them, later on? Like, all right, like we want you and we're going to put you under contract with Georgia, but we don't have room on the roster for you now. We want you to go to Georgia State for a year or two, build your numbers up, get your weight up, get some experience.
We know the guy. We trust him to develop you.
Exactly. Do you think is that because like it's so like wild west right now? Is that something that's even in like the range of a possibility?
It'd be cool. I think it's thinking outside the box. I think if it worked, it's one of those things. Like I was saying, that would be so different, that you would either fail like a lot, or it would put you ahead of the pack. Which I think is worth trying.
But are they still paying them? That's the question.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, all right, we want you, but we don't have because especially I think the roster limits are getting shut down. Like they're even like trying to get rid of walk-on spots and everything. But like, if they're
like, we'll take you next year. We have a slot opening up next year, but we can put you at Georgia State and you can develop there for like a year and we'll pay for it. We'll literally pay your NIL.
Like Georgia State would be happy to pay you $5,000, but we'll give you $150,000 to go there or whatever it is to just to stay there. But under contract, after a year or two, we have the right to call you up.
I mean, we did talk about this in one of the previous podcasts where we would become like an official feeder school to them.
It's almost like a relegation for the players. So like the best, like you have 85 times 2 players, and they relegate between the programs based on how they're playing and all that stuff, and what depth you need. And you might even try to do some. You don't necessarily say only our 85 worst players go to Georgia State. You say, well, this mix of people go to Georgia State because we think we can win at both programs with this mix.
I mean, the programs will almost have to work together to say, like, hey, can you go? Like, obviously, UGA is going to pick the top talent, but they're also going to probably want those diamonds in the rough. You go find the players that maybe need a little bit more development, and you recruit them here.
Yeah, like a Ben Chukwuma. All right, this guy has never played football at all, but he has the body of an NFL athlete. Like, let's go down there. Like, we know we have a relationship with Georgia State. Develop this guy into someone who can play at a P4 level and then potentially at a later level.
I think it's smart. I mean, if you have that type of agreement and everything works together, you have the two schools linked to each other. They give us money, we give them players, we develop players for them. The ones that ball out get moved up. The ones that don't stay here or transfer, portal it.
I just want to put this on record that episode 297, both Ryan and Tim agree with one of my really weird, crazy ideas.
It's never going to happen.
It's not wild.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen.
But it does sound cool. And it is, like I said, it's one of those outside the box things that's like, man, if it works, you are now light years ahead of your competition. So, why not? And if it fails, you're not light years behind. You're just as behind. So why not? Why not approach them and do it, especially if you have the connections? But the problem, I think, it feels like something that might have already been done in the past had it been allowed. And maybe the NCAA has like collusion rules or something.
Well, I feel like what we've seen so many players that have like moved on and like stolen NIL money here and gone there, whatever. We talk about it all the time. These contracts, these agreements, and we haven't seen that. This would have to be an agreement that if you move on from Georgia State, Georgia has first right of refusal on you. I
mean, you think about it this way: it's almost like UGA would have 170 roster spots, right? We are the second part of it,
but you couldn't move them up in the mid-season.
Not during the season, but like it would be like they're playing around with that many spots,
right?
And if they're paying us money,
and it could work the other direction too. Like just like with Major League Baseball, where you put somebody down to the minors, you not option them down. What do they call it? They what's that baseball term they have? They not option them.
I don't know.
Designate them to the minors.
I don't remember.
Demote them.
Demoted?
Nah, it doesn't actually have like a negative.
It's not relegated.
I think it's designate. I think they designate them.
I don't know.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, but like you could look at Robinson. I mean, he obviously looks like he's 30-something years old and probably 20.
He did in that picture of him when he was 17. He looked like he was 30-something years old. Like the most well-built 30-year-old I've seen in my entire life. And I grew up watching 80s action stars. I know what like well-built 30-year-olds look like.
Yeah. So I mean, he's I think at UGA he was kind of like a mid-back for them, but they have a stacked running back room. And I think he was injured he got injured in 2022. So in 2023, he didn't play at all. And then in 2024, it really dialed back. Obviously, he had injuries, but then, the running back room there was stacked even more. That he got.
I see this guy just plowing through
Sun
Belt defense.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying.
Oh my god!
Like it's the Sun Belt. It's not.
And we got another guy too. We had a Memphis running back. Rashad Amos. So like we're getting some depth in there as well, just adding to the stables.
We're just gonna run every game except for obviously passing to Hurst only.
Let's wait and figure out what our line looks like, because last year that was
It was cheesy.
It matters. I know. You can have a monstrous running back, and if he's only got a wall to run up against.
Maybe we got Robinson to play on the line.
Maybe.
That'd be hilarious.
All right. On the topic of recruiting, basketball is kind of going through their whole thing.
It's very interesting.
Retained a bunch of guys that entered the portal.
Nowhere for them to go. Got it.
And then Cesar Edwards is like is in the portal, but he's petitioned for like a 12th year of eligibility or something like that.
So the last thing you said though, so a bunch of people said they were going to leave, and then they didn't find homes, and so they're just back.
Like Clash Peters. Clash is back.
He was in the portal. And he got out.
That excites me. That one excites me. I'm glad to have Clash back.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy that's out of control and gets technical fouls.
That's the white guy
that's all you gotta know.
The white guy that did the cupping, like bruises on his elbow, his shoulders, and everything like that. Obviously not a smart guy.
We just need him to grow up like a year. That's it.
There's nothing exciting to me about somebody who can't find another home after whatever the hell we did last year. Like, out of all the places, like they couldn't even. I don't know.
No, man. I hear what you're saying. I hear, and this
there's no FCS in basketball, right? So it's like all 300 some odd programs, and they're all on the same level playing field. Like
I said the same thing in our group chat, was like, you don't like the recruiting, because like Nelson was complaining about the recruits we've got, and I was like, you don't like getting a bunch of like sub 500 level players to come back to the team.
No,
but while I agree, Clash was a fun play. Clash was the kid, Ryan, who got all the technical fouls because he was so like aggressive and angry and messing up. And if we're not going to win games, let's at least make a spectacle out of it.
Let's get it.
That's what I want to see Clash do.
All right.
How appropriately named is that guy?
He is a Clash. I mean, with himself, with everyone else, with the refs, with probably head coach too. Who knows? Like,
yeah, but this is the kind of guy that if he can get some maturity under his belt, will be a fun play. I like Clash. I like Clash. I like making fun of him too. So
I mean, if he could just figure out how to use the aggression when he's actually playing basketball and not after a play, or
that was the thing, Tim. Tim. It was the after the play. He would get like some great rebound, or he would do something, block a pass, block a shot or something like that, and then hit the dude in the face. I'm like, for Christ's sake, like you just had the steal. Like why?
What is inside of you that you want to hit everything? Just don't do that. You're fine.
No, I'm excited about him coming back. But yeah,
I mean, I hope Jonas Hayes knows what he's doing, because this is his last year ish.
Well, we don't know what we're talking about.
So
he also brought in Ryan. This.
Oh yeah, Ryan. Here we go.
This is the guy that we got, the transfer portal guy we got today. He came from a Division II school, which doesn't necessarily mean anything bad, because
that's fine.
Sometimes guys just
we should be dipping in there and finding some.
This is how bad the school is that he went to. It was so bad that on Panther Talk today, Ben was like, "I'll release the article about him once 24/7 Sports adds the school to our database." Like, he was at a school that's so bad that 24/7 Sports, a company who's based around recruiting and acknowledging that next player, that high school kid, that transfer kid, wasn't even in their database.
How did the NCAA allow him in the portal?
I don't know. I guess NCAA's got a little bit better of a database.
I guess.
No, they don't. They just don't check. They let everybody. Like, we could go sign up for the portal and they just let us in because they can't double check.
Let's do it. Oh, come on. Can we do that? Can we enter the portal?
I would never. All right, David. I'm loyal. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I just want to see what kind of more money that Mike Holmes
Oh, yeah,
will
you wanna
give me
see?
to stick around. Mike, all I want is $5 a month to our Patreon page, and I'll stick around. I won't. I won't go.
Can you be a sponsor?
Oh, yeah, I'd make the NIL sponsor. They gave us money. It's the definition of a sponsor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how that works.
I mean, most of our followers on Twitter are all like high school recruits. So
That sounds right.
Yeah.
You have fun with that. That's why I had to get out of recruiting. I was like, I'm done talking to kids.
Oh, you don't like talking to 16 and 17-year-old boys, Ryan? I
Nope.
thought that was your bread and butter right there.
Nah, it was uncomfortable.
That's just during video games, right?
And they'd all call me coach, and I'm like, guys, I've never been even an athlete, so please don't. Like,
But I can
don't-
teach.
They were
But I
just
can
being
teach you a
respectful.
thing or two.
That's all.
Yeah, don't show me that respect. I don't need that.
How many people do you think that like high school athletes just call everyone coach? Is like
coach?
everyone coach?
It's like the bear, just chef, right? You just
Yeah,
call
it's
everybody
chef.
chef.
Yeah,
You
chef.
think-
Thing, just coach.
You think these 17-year-old kids are like calling their girlfriend coach?
if
I mean, they
if he
probably
knows
will,
what's,
so.
if he knows what's good for him.
Yeah.
All right. The only other thing, we're already 52 minutes in. The only other thing I got is I guess the media payouts were announced for Sunbelt schools from 2024.
And
So they said, that there was a contract renegotiation, but you didn't know what the numbers are. Someone said it's going to be between 1.5 and $2 million per school. And bam, right in the middle, $1.7 million every Sunbelt school got, except Jimmy Madison only got like 900 something thousand, but I think that because was an FCS transition year.
okay, that makes sense.
Not a full
is that
share.
up or down from last year? The 1.7.
This is up because I think we were. I think the Conference USA was getting like $500,000 a school or something like that. So this is definitely
and
better
we're
than
beating them.
Yeah, and I don't know why Lafayette got 1.9 million. They got a couple $100,000 more.
Did they go to the Natty? No, or to the
No.
March Madness or anything?
Yeah,
No.
I don't know. This is all coming from just a thing that I saw posted online. So, but yeah.
All
But
right.
1.7 million. Conference USA is getting around $500,000. Some crap. The pack is. I think American is like at 4 to 7 million or something like that per like legacy school, and the pack is trying to get around that. I don't know.
What is the? Did you see what the American new schools make?
They were getting like half of whatever the legacy schools were getting.
So it's still good money.
Yeah.
Better
I still
than
think
some.
I like American as a conference for us, but I think the money is still better, especially because the travel doesn't change. Travel cost doesn't really change in the American versus the Sun Belt. I mean, we're
It's all
Get on
the
a plane.
now.
Get on a plane.
well, I was talking to Georgia State last season about it, and we already fly everywhere. We don't bus it to any we bus it to nowhere. At least football buses nowhere, and
Not even Troy. They got
Troy. Troy not being in the division, we would probably bust that one.
Southern
They,
too, right?
They fly to like Savannah Airport or whatever it is.
Do?
I think so.
Wow.
If you could drive straight to the tarmac at Hartsfield and just like load up, which I think they do when they charter a plane. I think they don't have they don't worry about security and all that stuff. If they can do all that stuff, then it probably makes a lot of sense to fly to Savannah and then take a bus to Statesboro. If you had to go through the airport though, just drive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not a commercial flight.
Yeah,
Commercial would
exactly.
suck. Yeah, a charter, you just get everything on there. I mean, they may bus all the equipment.
Sure.
Equipment truck, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, you make some kids, you make some interns drive the equipment truck down.
No,
there.
they have a contract with Academy Bus. So
well, you should make interns do it. What do they do? What do they? Man, who runs this athletic department?
Charlie Cobb, ccobb@gsu.edu.
I know TDS takes the bus. They took it. They took it.
They
Up here
take the
after
school bus.
They well, I remember they were whining about our football game with them after the hurricane and how they had to drive up the road and it was trees down and all that and whatever. They
Whatever.
any chance they can say shit about, I can't say shit, right? Any chance they could say shit about something with us, they will. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't even have to be with us. They'll complain about it. They are complete victim mentality people. The whole world's against them. Hey, newsflash, no one knows who the hell you are. So, all right.
Sure.
All right.
That sounds like a great transition to last call.
Hell yeah.
Is it?
Tim.
Yeah, we'll talk about baseball in last call. How about that?
Oh, we can do that. Nothing good to talk about, so sure.
All right. They won one game. There's that.
Did they?
Anyway, they did. Not in the series, just the out of conference.
just there was a game they won one time.
they beat West Georgia.
We all remember.
They beat West Georgia on our podcast night. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They went Mercer tonight, I think.
Do we? Oh, maybe.
This is way better for.
Wait, we should be on last call. Yeah. Let's move on to last call. Thanks everyone for listening out there. We're gonna take a quick break. I need another beverage. We went pretty long tonight.
That's what she said.
Ooh, hey now. If you like what you heard or you didn't, just join our Patreon anyway at patreon.com/State of Atlanta. We get live streaming access, discounts on merch, group chat, bevies at our tailgates, and more. $5 a month is all it takes to feed us. Become a fan of the show. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.